The next one is from Lynell Forstall. He asks, around the room, when or what was the moment you became aware of your race slash ethnicity?
Yes. Oh, that is a big one. Oh, man. Whew, all right, honest story time right here. The first time, and actually one of the people involved in this actually listens to the show, one of my best friends from growing up. Me and him were at I'm not even sure if he knows about this, but me and him, he were at a laser tag joint. You know, back in the day, they used to have the joints where you could go and play like a laser tag game at. And so we're at the joint, and it's like a group of us, like 10 kids, whatever. And all of them already, going into the staging area, and I'm still in like the locker room getting my suit on, and I'm having trouble like clicking it on. So this one dude's helping me click it on, one of the guys working there, and another guy walks in, right? And I'm not sure which of them says it, like between the two of them, how this conversation went, but the conversation went like this. Oh man, I see you got a new friend here. Yeah, man, I just wish these niggers wouldn't come in here.
Wow.
And so I think it just went completely over my head, right? I was young. I was like 10, 11, maybe at most. I'm not even sure. And so I probably younger than that, really, when I think about it. And so I like go, keep playing laser tag, have a good time, go home, whatever. A few days later, I'm just sitting in my bed one night and I'm just bawling. And my mom comes in the room and she's like, why are you crying? And I'm like, this mother called me a nigger. It just finally hit me, like what he was saying and what he meant by that. And just the audacity to be able to say it just dead in front of my face like that and just have no regard, like we were talking about before. So I have to say, I think that was the first moment that I really realized, that we talk about this a lot on the show because I don't really like to say, that I'm black or anything. I feel like these terms are terms that are given by white supremacy to keep people separated. But at the same time, I know in America what I'm viewed as. And that was the moment when I realized what I was viewed as in America and what it meant to certain people. So that was probably mine.
Well, I could give one on race and one on ethnicity. So in ethnicity, I would say that was in school because I was growing up in a time where being Haitian wasn't cool. And same way like Africans were getting clowned and everybody was getting clowned. Haitians were getting clowned out the box. Thank God for the Fugees at one point because we at least had some resistance, right? And now it's like, you really can't mess with us. But back then it was all the Haitian jokes, any type of Haitian jokes. Everybody got called a Jean Baptiste and all of that. So it's like, that's how I knew. I'm like, yo, and at times I felt like, yo, because I have half of my family that's from Haiti and half of my family that's from here. So I would be leaning hard on the American side to try to avoid the slander. And, as a kid, because I didn't want to get joked on. But I kind of wish that didn't deter me from embracing more of the culture. And, as a kid, it was hard to get teased about that stuff. And that's how I knew and speaking to my family and having it reinforced the pride and the dignity and the prestige there is in being Haitian. That's when I knew I had something bigger to represent. As far as race, I remember this. I was young. And I think it was after church or something. And my mom was taking us to go eat. And we were going to Friendly's. That's like a TBT right there. I don't even know if Friendly's is still around. I think there's a few, but I don't even know.
Oh, it's very rare.
Very rare, right? So we were going to Friendly's. And we were going, I believe it was a Friendly's in Elmont in Long Island. For those of you who are familiar with the New York area. And we walk in. Yo, we were the only black people in that spot. And it's crazy because it's like we walk in and I swear time stopped. Like literally, we walk into the door. We weren't making noise. We just walk in and I felt like half the spot turned and looked at us. Literally was like, and I'm looking around and it's nothing but white faces, nothing but. I thought this shit was about to go down like 60s, 50s. I thought the hoses were going to come out. I thought we were going to hear the "we don't serve your kind here" type stuff. That was the vibe that I was getting. And I remember talking to my mom and I was like, Mom, can we go somewhere else to eat? Like, I don't feel comfortable. And she was like, nah, we eating here. I don't care. We pay our money and we're eating here. I was like, oh, I heard you. You know what I'm saying? Right. The revolution about to be televised. But, you know, we ended up eating there, whatever. But that was probably one of the first times where I realized I was Black and what Black uncomfort felt like. And this is before random checks by the police and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like that, we could make a whole nother podcast about that. But that was probably the first time that I was aware of my race.
Oh man, you know, I can make a whole podcast of that easily. One of my favorite ones, just one last one, was when I was a teenager and hanging out with these same group of friends that I've been hanging out with since I was a little kid. And we're walking from one friend's house to another one, and I happen to be the only Black dude amongst a crew of like 4 or 5, you know, kids, maybe like 6 or 7, 8 of us. I can't remember. And we're all walking. It's nighttime. A cop pulls up on us, flashing his little spotlight on us from the whip. You know, opens his door, leans out of it, and is like, "Hey, is this guy bothering y'all?" And I'm like, "Bro, it's like 8 of them. Like, shouldn't you be worried about me?" And these are like my best friends who I've grown up with, you know, but that's how it is. So.